Have you ever met someone who complimented you so much that it almost felt uncomfortable? At first, it feels good. They admire your work. They praise your ideas. They make you feel important. And naturally, you begin to trust them. After all, why would someone who speaks so highly of you ever have bad intentions? But history and psychology tell a different story. Some of the most influential manipulators never relied on threats or aggression. They relied on admiration. Not because they respected people, but because they understood something about human nature. Most people lower their guard when they feel appreciated. And that's exactly why flattery has remained one of the oldest and most effective psychological tools ever used. Today, you'll learn how to recognize the difference between genuine appreciation and praise designed to influence your decisions. Before we continue, subscribe to The Mental Forge if you're serious about mastering human behavior, building emotional resilience, and developing a mind that can't be easily manipulated. New videos every week on psychology, Stoicism, and personal power. Let's begin. The first crack: why flattery works. Most people believe flattery works because people enjoy compliments. That's only part of the story. Flattery works because it satisfies something much deeper. The desire to feel seen. To feel valued. To feel significant. Every human being wants to believe they're intelligent, capable, interesting, unique. When someone confirms those beliefs, our brains reward us with positive emotion. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. We naturally prefer information that supports what we already want to believe about ourselves. And that's where manipulation begins. A manipulator doesn't necessarily tell you the truth. They tell you the version of yourself you most want to hear. Notice how powerful that is. The compliment isn't random. It's targeted. If you pride yourself on intelligence, they'll praise your intelligence. If you're proud of your kindness, they'll admire your generosity. If you value success, they'll constantly mention your achievements. Over time, something subtle happens. You stop evaluating the person and start enjoying how they make you feel. That emotional shift is exactly what a manipulator hopes for. Because once emotions replace judgment, influence becomes much easier. The mask of excessive praise. Genuine appreciation feels natural. It is specific, balanced, and occasional. Manipulative praise is different. It often feels excessive, too frequent, too perfect, almost rehearsed. Think about someone who compliments nearly everything you say. Every idea becomes brilliant. Every decision becomes the best. Every opinion becomes inspiring. At first, this may feel flattering. But over time, ask yourself a simple question: have they ever disagreed with you? Healthy relationships include honest disagreement. People with genuine respect aren't afraid to challenge you when necessary. Someone who constantly agrees may not be protecting your feelings. They may be protecting their influence. Because agreement builds trust. And trust makes future requests easier. When every compliment seems effortless, pay attention. The goal may not be appreciation. It may be access. The hidden exchange. Here's something many people never notice. Manipulative flattery is rarely free. It usually comes with an invisible expectation. Not immediately. Sometimes days later. Sometimes weeks later. Sometimes months later. A favor. A recommendation. An introduction. Money. Time. Forgiveness. Or silence. The praise was never the destination. It was the investment. Imagine someone spends weeks making you feel exceptional. Then one day they ask for something significant. Saying no suddenly feels uncomfortable. Why? Because you subconsciously feel indebted. This psychological principle is known as reciprocity. When someone gives us something, even emotional validation, we naturally feel pressure to give something back. Ethical people use reciprocity to build relationships. Manipulative people use it to build obligation. Knowing the difference can save you from being controlled by guilt disguised as gratitude. The people who are hardest to manipulate, ironically, the people least affected by flattery, aren't the most skeptical. They are the most secure. Why? Because they don't rely on strangers to define their worth. They appreciate compliments, but they don't depend on them. That emotional independence changes everything. When someone praises them, they smile. They say thank you. And they continue evaluating the person's actions, not just their words. Self-awareness creates emotional balance. You stop asking, "Do they like me?" and begin asking, "Do their actions consistently match what they're saying?" That's a far more useful question. Because manipulation thrives where self-doubt exists. The more secure you become, the less influence empty praise has over your decisions. The pattern most people miss: notice something important. None of these signs prove someone has bad intentions. Some people are naturally encouraging. Some express admiration openly. Some genuinely enjoy celebrating others. The mistake is assuming praise automatically equals sincerity. Character isn't revealed through compliments. It's revealed through consistency. Do they respect your boundaries? Do they support you when there's nothing to gain? Do they remain honest even when honesty is uncomfortable? Compliments are easy. Character is difficult. Always judge the second more than the first. The final shift: listen less to words, more to patterns. One of the greatest forms of emotional intelligence is learning to separate how someone makes you feel from who they truly are. That isn't cynicism. It's wisdom. A sincere compliment should be appreciated, but it should never replace observation. Trust grows through repeated behavior, not repeated praise. The people who deserve your confidence are rarely the ones who speak the loudest. They're the ones whose actions quietly confirm their words over time. That's where genuine trust is built. Final reflection: flattery isn't dangerous because compliments are bad. It's dangerous because it can bypass your judgment. The right words can make almost anyone feel seen. But feeling understood isn't the same as being understood. And feeling appreciated isn't always proof of genuine respect. The next time someone praises you, don't become suspicious. Become observant. Accept kindness with gratitude. But place your trust in patterns, not promises. Because people can master beautiful words. Very few master consistent character. If this video gave you a new perspective, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to The Mental Forge. It helps this channel reach more people who want to build stronger minds, stronger boundaries, and a deeper understanding of human behavior. And remember, the strongest minds aren't impressed by praise. They're guided by truth.